Good afternoon. I'm Dan Godwin. Police officers from across the country are paying their respects and saying goodbye to fallen Dallas officer Rogelio Santander. He was shot and killed by a shoplifting suspect last week at a northeast Dallas Home Depot. This morning, the officer's body was moved from the Cathedral Guadalupe in downtown Dallas. That's where hundreds attended a public visitation yesterday. Many focused on the officer's dedication to serving the public. From the cathedral, the casket was driven to Lake Point Church in Rockwall for today's funeral service. Friends and family are remembering Officer Santander as hardworking, determined, and always smiling. Fox 4's Shannon Murray is at the church and shares part of today's service with us. Shannon.
Dan, like you mentioned, hundreds of law enforcement officers from across the country are here joining thousands of others inside Lake Point Church, where Officer Rogelio Santander is being remembered as a hard worker and a dedicated officer. Well, that service started with the Bishop Lynch Choir singing a cappella as the casket arrived. Officers from as far as New York City and California traveled here to honor 27-year-old Officer Rogelio Santander. The bishop told a story of how Santander inspired his mother to get a better job and spoke of how he had a tight relationship with his father, Rogelio Sr., and his brother. And this morning, he's been remembered as someone who loved his family, his dogs, and playing soccer. A former soccer coach and family friend said Santander was determined to achieve success, and he always did.
Because I had great respect for him, for everything he did. He had his mind set on goals, and he did them. He achieved them. And he had more goals. I know his life was cut short for this great tragedy, but he was still a great young man.
Family members say Officer Santander dreamed of being a police officer since he was a little boy. He was only on the force 3 years before he was killed in the line of duty last week. From here, Officer Santander's body will be taken back to Dallas. He will be buried at Restland Cemetery. Reporting live in Rockwall, Shannon Murray, Fox 4 News.
All right, thanks, Shannon. The other two people shot that day at the Home Depot, Officer Crystal Almeida and Scott Painter, continue to recover in a Dallas hospital. They are both still listed in critical condition. There are ways to help the families of all involved. We have links to organizations accepting donations at fox4news.com.